Okay, I wanted to share my initial reactions of finishing this book. Spoilers for anyone, this is your last chance, jump away now. Otherwise, I'm going to get into it. I am sleep deprived. I have not slept properly in the last couple of days. I have turbo through this book and I don't know how I'm feeling right now. I feel very, very confused. I feel like the ending just really confused me. Okay, I loved the first 70% of this book. I was just inhaling it. It was boom, boom, boom with all the theories and predictions and I was so excited. We got Garrick's signet. We had just, them going on the journey. We were seeing Xaden. We were seeing how it was as a Venom. Violet's second signet. Mind you, I'm still of the theory that there is more to her signet than we think because she was doing so much with intentions and I'm like, was dream wielding, was that dream walking? Was that all of it? Because I feel like there was maybe just the tip of the iceberg. I feel like there could be a bit more to explore there. Firstly, this book is different to the other books. The other books have followed more of a Harry Potter style where every book has been a year at best, guys. So you always got that feeling of kind of time passing and growth and change in the characters. Whereas this one, we were still in second year. It was like we've done all of Iron Flame and now this whole thing is also second year. We maybe get through a few months. It was really not a long period of time. And that in itself was a big change for a reader, I think, to get their heads around. And I kind of clicked to that after they went on their journey. I was like, oh, nothing's happened. We've hardly moved. And hang on, I've hardly seen Rhiannon and I've hardly seen Sawyer. And I feel like I haven't had time. We saw so much of Riddick. Oh my God, Riddick was amazing. Loved him so much. Everyone that went on the journey, that was amazing. I'm also in love with Arik at this point. If he could just have his own spin-off, that would be amazing because he needs his own book. And I need him to be a main MMC. I'm not coping at all right now. I feel like we had so much Violet and Xaden in this book, which is obviously amazing. And obviously it was very central around them. But I think we did lose a bit of we didn't see much of Jacinia. We didn't see those side characters that were normally, I don't know, just really involved in doing a few little escapades around the place. And you'd sort of see that growth. Honestly, there are a few characters I feel like we hardly saw that. May have been intentional though. Then we get to the ending. Now, I am so angry at Andana. I know she needed to go and see her people and her dragons and get to know them, but breaking that bond with Violet is crazy. And I felt like she just went, yep, okay, see ya, bye. And it was oh my God, you've nearly killed her. I know you're an adolescent, but still, it was insane. And it was a lot. And I don't know, I didn't maybe get the full, I felt kind of anticlimactic for me. But other people, it may be an absolute shock. But for me, I was maybe expecting a little bit more. And then she was just back at the end. And I was like, what? She's back? Why? And how? And then that part, she was back, but then I hardly saw her. And that whole end just kind of jumped. I have to go back and read it again, but I've been speaking to people and everyone's like, I've read it 3 times. I'm still trying to figure out what actually happened because it's all jumping around. And there was that whole scene of Rihanna's POV. Imogen's POV was really good. That one I really, really enjoyed. And I refuse to believe, oh my God, Xaden and whoever his brother is that has also turned Venom. That has been the biggest question that I've been talking about with people. I believe that it might be Bodhi. I think the most strongest is pointing to Bodhi. There is a possibility that it's Garrick, but Garrick was there and he rescued Imogen, and I refuse to believe that he has turned Venom. Bodhi is my strongest belief, but there is also a chance it could be Brennan. There is also a Felix that he is friends with, but yeah, I would say they would be the 3 that are potential. Then Xaden and Violet are married, and we didn't see it, and it's all been forgotten because Imogen has wiped her memories. So that has blown my mind and everyone else's mind. And seriously, having a wedding and not allowing us to see it and be part of it is evil. It is honestly evil, Rebecca, just so you know. That is the meanest thing you can possibly do, basically. Apart from killing a dragon. We didn't lose a major character in this book, and I was preparing for it the whole book, and then we didn't really end up losing anyone major. And I was like, oh, okay. We lost we lost a side character. I can't even remember her name. It was Imogen's bestie, that one. That was it. And I'm kind of made we're made to be a big thing, but I don't even know who this person is. It's not Mira, it's not Riddick. It was, there were so many people it nearly was, but it wasn't. So I'm glad no one died, but I'm also I was getting ready for that level of drama. We didn't really hit that level of drama. Not that what happened to Xaden is pretty bad, but I mean, he's the main MMC. I feel like it's going to come back around and it'll all work out. So I refuse to believe that anything is permanent in that space. Maybe this is the problem when you get really excited about a book and then you have a lot of theorizing, and then often it is very hard for the real book to actually come through on all the things that you potentially theorize. Like, I did predict that a dragon would die and we would experience what would happen if a dragon died, particularly with Violet. We've had that happen, but no dragon has died. Now, that's great, but I'm also like, but I feel like it would have been like more emotional if a dragon had died, or at least kind of died and then come back and we didn't get to see him for a while, and then we find out later they actually lived but it broke the bond or something like that. That would have been more upsetting. But because no dragon died, it was just Andana being like, yep, okay, I'm going to go meet my people and I'm just going to break that bond. And sorry, Violet, I know you're going to feel like really, really bad for a couple of days and feel like you're going to die, but I'm an adolescent and I need to figure out who my, Irid dragons are. It just kind of didn't stick for me that well. Arik, for me, was the best part of this book. He was amazing. I need a whole book just on him and his precognition. Like, he's a main MMC for me. I need him to have his own love story. I loved him more than Xaden by the end of this book, particularly because Xaden and Violet were really so toxic throughout this whole book. It was a really challenging thing seeing her being with someone that's almost got like an addiction, and her having really strong conversations with Riddick saying, at what point are you going to realize that this is a really toxic relationship? And so that was quite challenging. Even though I love Xaden, I love a bit of Shadow Daddy and I love a bit of a dark romance, it was kind of pushing that boundary sometimes, whereas Arik was just there being amazing, and I want more of him. So all in all, I loved the first 60-70% of this book. I inhaled it. I adored it. Struggled a bit with the last 30%. I'm not going to say I hate it. It's still going to be like a 5-star book for me, no doubt. I just can't decide yet where the jury is at with how I actually feel about this book, and I need to probably reread the ending and the whole book again before I come to any kind of conclusion. It was not what I expected. That's not to say that it's bad though. It's like still an amazing book, and I'm just still getting my head around some of the things that happened, and it might all come more to light as we break down some of the theories in that. But it was definitely different. We got a lot more of certain characters. I felt like we missed a few. I want to know what Jasinia's up to. What about Sloane? There are a lot of characters that were quite big in Iron Flame that we didn't see much of in this book, and so I feel like there's still like 100, 200 pages I missed out on. I'm like, wait, where's that part? I still need that part. So I'm sure book 4 is going to answer so many of these questions and be amazing, but it's going to be a wait. Rebecca is having a well-deserved break, and we'll probably get it in like a year and a half, maybe even 2 years. So we're just going to have to sit with this one, read through it, and build our theories and appreciate all the little Easter eggs that she delivered, because she did deliver a lot, and I'm very, very thankful for that.